Live from Lexington, Ohio, we welcome race fans one and all back to Greenfly TV, where this afternoon we are set to do battle once again around this absolutely fantastic facility known as the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Greenfly TV. My name is Ola Rampo, bringing you all of racing action from start to finish of this 40-lapper here from Ohio. It is, of course, the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, a track that has been almost unchanged throughout its history. Of course, we straightened out one of the roller coaster sections in 1963 after this track was first created in 1962. And, well, the straight that bypasses that little chicane added in 1990. Other than that, it has been a completely unchanged layout. This current iteration has been looking like this since 2006, so we are approaching the 20th anniversary before too long of this little facility. And boy, what a race we're looking to have here this afternoon for round number 8 of the High Time Racing Darty Premier Series. Of course, with this being round number 8, the championship continuing to pick up in intensity as the races go along. We just exited a crash-filled race at the Auto Club Speedway, and it is looking to be another time where drivers can take a step back, they can take a chill pill, because boy, oh boy, next week is Vegas. And well, we know what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas when it comes to the stock car racing scene. And boy, I mean, Las Vegas Motor Speedway has been the host of quite a few wild ones over the last couple months here on Greenfly TV, so could very well be a similar situation over on June 16th next week. We'll take a look at the point standings entering racing action this afternoon, as well as it is Nicholas Coruscant up on the top of the boards, 240 points clear of one Dalton Kilroe down at the in the number 2 spot with Jaden Hopp bringing up the spot in 3rd place, and already a good 20, almost 20 points out from Coruscant, who leads the way at the head of the field. Now, the interesting thing with Nicholas Coruscant has not won a single race this season, and that is virtually unheard of. He hasn't even finished in the top 5 once all season long, which is, it leaves the question, right? Where have the points come from for Nicholas Coruscant? But boy, they come from consistency. 14th, 15th, 9th, 12th, 8th, 9th, 9th, and 7th has finished in the top 10 for all but 1 points race in the all but 2 point times here in the points series. Dalton Kilroe, meanwhile, has had a couple of instances where he has been forced to retire. Same story for Jaden Hopp. So for Coruscant, it has all been consistency that keeps him atop the scoring pylon. We look back towards the edge of the top 12 to an ever-developing battle for the final transfer spot. Right now, Christopher Bassinger had a good start to his season, but has since dropped off. He now sits just 2 points clear of Wyatt Walker, the J&W Race Machine, needing more this afternoon if Walker wants to get himself into the critical top 12. Benjamin Lacey, the season 1 champion, also on the outside looking in, alongside drivers that have found themselves into the chase, or into the playoffs the last couple of seasons with Sean Williams and Ty Marasco. So with just a few seconds left here in qualifying, or in this, 10-minute warm-up session, we have to talk a little bit more about this fantastic track in Lexington, Ohio. Of course, it is a racetrack known for its twists, known for its turns, its rises, its falls, and it is some sections are dubbed roller coaster sections for very good reason. 97 degrees Fahrenheit down to the track surface, so 74 degrees Fahrenheit to the racetrack. With the crosswinds, that could lead to some issues as drivers try to get themselves up and sorted before the end of racing action here this afternoon. But hey, we'll see. This is still a long way to go. A lot of race to be had, and who knows? This one of those races that could be going right down towards the wire here for the conclusion of this one tonight. So with that all said and done, the iRacing session going to tick on over to the race time, and with that, it's time to take a rundown and see who is going to start where this afternoon, as we'll take a look at how they line up here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in Lexington, Ohio. Starting the pole position, it is Nick Nickerson with a 1:25.001, and over 3/4 of a second off the pace from him is the PT Autosport Yellow Vision number 70 of Aaron Smith. Row number 2 holds Jaden Hopp already over a second back alongside Benjamin Lacey for the 785 Racing crew. And moving on back down to row number 3, It is going to be the likes of Dalton Kilroe for MFRD Racing alongside Ping Precision Racing's Dustin Ping, 2 seconds off of the mark. From there, Ethan Sikorsky brings it up on row number 4 alongside Sean Williams. While the top 10 headed on out by Michael Thorpe Jr. for Golden Guardian Autosport alongside David Lakey. Row 6 will hold Brian Dees from MFRD Racing alongside GMW Racing's Wyatt Walker, 3 seconds out. Row number 7 will hold Matt Kroc for Unhinged Racing alongside Old School Racers Michael Keithley. Row 8 then brings up Kevin Foster, the Texas native for GFR Racing, brings it up in 15th alongside the Old School Racers Fox Sport Equipment number 4 of Scott Shire. Paul Santmary will bring his TWRS Guardian Amsoil Racing number 24 up into a 17th place spot for the Toyota alongside the Mustang of Nicholas Coruscant, the current points leader, 4.7 off the mark from Georgia. Top 20 closed out by Connor Gibson for BC Simsport and Joey Neese for Team 5 Motorsports. And then rounded out the field is going to be Matt Sotomayor. He was the first car that's in unqualified this afternoon. And then, of course, you got Kyle Wellman, Caden Gargiulo, and Conrad Whedon headed up the field, all of which who did not put down qualifying laps this afternoon. So the field making their way down the back straightaway. All the way down in towards turn number 4. Typically the rolling start line would be right there in turn 3. That is where, of course, IMSA and the IndyCar Series kick off their runs. But today it'll be the proper start-finish line. A few drivers watching along in the YouTube chat looking like Kyle Wellman has indeed made it to the grid after he had a technical problem, which caused him to miss the opening minutes of warm-up. Meanwhile, Jonathan Canfield watching along from the beach. And to answer his question, I think the odds-on favorite to win this one got to be Nick Nickerson, right? 0.78 clear. We'll look to see how this one's going to pan on out here this afternoon as the field works at the final couple of corners. Ready to rumble. So the pack coming around through turn, the last couple of corners here on the racetrack. And once again, we're happy you're joining us for more racing action here on this fantastic night of racing. Green flags up in the air, and we're green for the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Look at Aaron Smith trying to pull around the outside of Nick Nickerson. Got the drop on him on the green flag as the field takes off down towards turn number 1. No problems yet for the field. And as they work their way into the keyhole, Smith continuing to pressure the inside line. Connor Gibson has been spun around to the, never mind, he has not gone around. Just a light slip up tail of the field, he'll lose a couple. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith trying to close in on the number 2 car into China Beach. No dice this time by, and still Nickerson retains the race lead. So the GFR Racing number 2 able to slip clear the head of the field. As we'll work our way through the S's, that was through turns 8, now going up to 9. Really good launch from Nickerson. Smith really gave him a fight for it, remained side by side for the better part of the opening half of that lap, but it is going to be the driver of the number 2 will come around to the final couple of corners and lead lap number 1 to green. Further behind them, Brian Dees losing a spot to Wyatt Walker. While Conrad Whedon will drop 1 to John Osborne. Whedon trying to get the drive back around the outside. No dice, though. So lap 1 very much in the books here this afternoon of this 40-lap affair. Just behind them, Kevin Foster getting a little bit aggressive here with Brian Dees, trying to make something happen around the long way of the keyhole. Couldn't get the run, though, through turn 2 and remain in line. Mid-Ohio Sports Car course, not an easy track to overtake at, especially in ARCA cars like these. Brian Dees, though, going to try for it anyway. Ducks to the inside of Michael Keithley. Keithley trying to drive back around him. And Keithley maintains. Trouble for Dustin Ping as Dustin Ping goes off the road deeper in the field. So Ping having a little bit of a moment. We'll take a look on what happened here to the driver of the number 81. Oh, bit of a helping hand there for Michael Thorpe Jr. Hard to tell who did what. But they're still side by side back here. D sends it in, locks it up. Keithley back to the inside. Kevin Foster trying to get the drive around as well. And they'll take off down the front straightaway. Take a look back. I mean, Thorpe was there. I think Payne just turned in, didn't realize just how far alongside Thorpe had gotten. But I mean, when the guy's there, you gotta respect that space. Wyatt Walker has got the drive off of turn 2 and now on the approach to 3. Gonna look to battle it out with David Lakey as he makes the pass for 9, pulls across the nose. Dangerous to be playing those types of games in the braking zone. Nick Nickerson, though, has had a slip up, and Aaron Smith is through to the lead of the race. So a pass for the lead while Brian Dees continues to scrap it out with Michael Keithley, Kevin Foster, and more. We'll check in on that pass in just a moment. But for now, a lot of aggression. He's shouting! Michael Keithley spins out. Off the road, rejoins. Dees goes around the outside. Foster going to try to go around the outside. Satmarian going to go around the outside. Gibson going to go around the outside. And all of a sudden, Keithley hemorrhaging positions. Ken Gargiulo and Scott Shire are also in the fray here. Nearly caught down between those two. As off the road, going to go Matt Crockett. Crockett goes for an off-road excursion in that number 49 entry, and he is struggling right now. Take a look back. This is the pass for the lead as... Oh, Nickerson went off the road. Overshot. I believe that to be turn 7. And that allowed for Smith to say thank you very much. But boy, Nick is not going to take that one lying down. Piling on the pressure to the tail end of Aaron Smith. Unable to make a move just yet. We'll check in on that if it changes. For now, side by side between Keithley and Gargiulo. Nickerson making the look to the inside of Aaron Smith. Trying to lunge it in. Smith covers. It's going to be a tall order here. If these guys want to get themselves sorted, problems for Joey Neese and Dustin Ping. We'll check in on them in a moment. For now, the fight's on for the top spot. 0.2 of a second between Aaron Smith and Nick Nickerson into turn number 1. Gap closes down to a 10th. Nickerson makes the look to the inside. Smith doesn't cover this time and lets him sweep through. Can Smith try to go for the over-under? Doesn't look like it. There was the 58 car going off the road, completely self-inflicted there. And then moments ago, this was Dustin Ping, the Season 2 champ, just catching the outside curb and going for a big spin in the roller coaster section. The battle for the lead remains in lockstep. As Zeus scraps elsewhere down the field. In fact, there's Dustin Ping trying to cut his way back around Scott Shire. course, there's the added challenge that this is the High Tide Racing League's first ever trip to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Courses. Shire kicks the tail end out. Dustin Ping gonna get alongside him. Ping is through, and Shire can't do anything about it. But yeah, this is this league's first trip out to this particular circuit. Historically, they have gone to Indianapolis, they have gone to Watkins Glen, and they have gone to Sonoma. But this is the first time that we have seen them here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and what a race they are putting on. Still early doors, of course. A lot of action left here this afternoon as we have not even hit the quarter distance yet. Tries he may not even make something happen. Oh, Kyle Wellman has had problems. Slip up for the 42 here, coming around through turn 1. Round he goes. As well as that, a pass for position here as Brian Dees has gotten around David Lake. He got a great drive out of turn 2. Said see you later down the front straightaway. Well, that was also going on. You then had Sikorsky go on offense here against Sean Williams, as Williams went in deep. Katie Gargiulo locks up the brakes. He's going to go in hot. It's at the very tail of the field for some of the spots further down. While in the final few sectors, Matt Sotomayor struggling to hang on against Nicholas Coruscant, the current points leader. And up towards the front of the field, we cannot discount Aaron Smith's run. I mean, Smith has been keeping the driver of the number 2 car incredibly honest these last few laps, and it's just not even been close between the pair. I mean, these guys, I mean, you look at the lap times between the two. I mean, yeah, Smith may technically have slower lap times, but he stayed within a half second of him. I mean, one mistake from Nick Nickerson, and Aaron Smith is going to be all over him and ready to pounce. Nickerson, of course, currently holding the fastest lap of the race as well. Dustin Ping trying to see if he's got an answer for Connor Gibson. They see the battle for 14th on the racetrack. Oh, that's a brave look to the inside, up onto the curbing. Very late call, but Gibson overshoots the final corner. Here comes Dustin Ping looking for the inside. Down into turn number 1, and Gibson forced to give it up. Boy, an aggressive move, though, from Dustin Ping. Clearly gotten the head of Connor Gibson. The Canadian Tire number 31 forced to drop back. Once again, we tune in on this scrap for the lead, going absolutely nowhere, while Matt Sotomayor, Sotomayor actually attacking Scott Shire here. This is for 17th into turn 4. And the Team 5 Motorsports driver easily picks off the number 4. A bit of an off-track excursion there for Shire as well. Coruscant will take full advantage of that one. Pick up points where it's possible. Nick Nickerson, fastest lap of the race that last time by. Michael Thorpe Jr. under fire from Ethan Sikorsky. Sikorsky going to get around the Chicago native for 6th place. Thorpe, though, seeing if he can't rally back down the back straightaway. And in towards turn 4. Looks for the inside, trying to go for it. Hard on the brakes. Is that too deep? Overshoots, keeps it on the road. Sikorsky trying to fight back. Cutting left, cutting right. Thorpe stays in the 6th place spot. Now that's how you take it back in style. Problem for Matt Crockett. As he is off the road, and this is through the keyhole. And a bit of a slip of the grip, and how do you do? And around he goes. I'm telling you, this three-way fight, not one you're going to want to look away from. As these guys are pretty much in lockstep with each other. This battle for 6th. Also got a battle developing for the 10th place spot in the race chat between Lakey, Foster, Dees, and Dustin Ping, loosely tagging onto the tail of this scrap as well. Coming down through turn number 3. Are we going to see Foster make the peak? He looks to the inside. Dives are in there, and Foster is up and into the top 10. David Lakey getting a beautiful crossover, trying to follow through. And no joy on that one as Foster going to start to pull away. Brian Dees, in fact, dropped another position as Dustin Ping is officially throwing his hat here into the ring. Ping, of course, still on a recovery drive after he spun out earlier and is really working to try to fight his way back to the front where he was early on. Joey Neese with yet more problems. Caught the curve into turn 1. Around he goes, and just a little kiss into the tire bundles. Simple at the inside. There goes Dustin Ping to the inside of David Lakey. Kevin Foster. Next target up the road for your Season 2 champion and Season 3 Final 4 contender. No response from Lakey on losing the position in turn 2 as we'll work through 5. Things starting to get a little bit tighter up there with Kevin Foster. Nick Kirsten yet again resetting fastest lap of the race with the 1:25.692. Albeit that is still almost 7/10 of a second off of his best qualifying lap. Oh, Foster's deep, and his Foster's going to go around. Kevin Foster loops the tail end, and around he goes. He'll drop back to Paul Satmary. Gibson's through, Keithley's through, Sotomayor, Coruscant, all going to get around him before he can finally get rolling. And the GFR race number 8 just got a little bit too hot in there, dipped 2 wheels offline, and round he went. Check in on the battle for 6th. Sikorsky, Thorpe, Williams, all under a blanket. Scott Shire may have had an incident. Whoa, I'd say so. Way off the road with a spin. Coming into the final sector of the racetrack. Already we are past the 1 quarter mark, and as David Lakey maybe had an issue, as you see him losing position and then slow, and yep, picked up the throttle too much. Keeps it off the wall though. Little ways behind David Lakey and that number 84 coming under some fire again. This time it's Connor Gibson that wants to try to go on offense. Right on board and see the speeds that these guys can hit coming down this back straightaway out of the keyhole. Little sniff of the draft there from Conrad Whedon. And that's about 165 miles an hour. Those are easy. Oh, no, and around. Gonna go Connor Gibson. Gibson slides off, and he got a car off the road there as well. Paul Satmary has had a spin as well. Oh, and he's gonna take out the 91 car, Matt Sotomayor. Sotomayor goes for a spin. Coruscant has gone around. It's carnage on China Beach. What in the ever-living crap happened here? A lot to unpack. In all that one corner, this was Paul Satmary. Satmary had a bit of a spin back here, and then behind them, Connor Gibson goes spearing off the road, rejoins the racetrack, and just takes out Matt Sotomayor. I mean, that is unbelievable. Right on board here with Nicholas Coruscant. Coruscant just minding his own business in all of this. Comes around and oh boy, well, you're gonna go right here. Then all of a sudden onto the track comes Gibson. Did a good job though to get through that unscathed. Boy, an awkward mess though, and that has just completely fractured that battle. Bit of a shocking turn of events there. Oh, and I think someone else has just gone way off the road. That is Satmary. Satmary, where are you going? Meanwhile, Kevin Foster trying to battle down Connor Gibson. Gibson stuffing the nose in there. Trying to secure 15th place from Kevin Foster. And they're going to remain side by side. Foster's able to hold on. I mean, I don't know where he was going. We'll take another look. This is from further back in the braking zone. Way too late. Never had a chance at slowing that thing down. If anything, he did a good job to keep it out of the wall. Now we see behind this battle for 6th. Still an ever intense one. Bit of a kick at the tail end there for the 94. So Sikorsky continuing to try to pull up to the back of Michael Thorpe Jr., but with that moment, he may have, in fact, just put himself under fire from Sean Williams. Williams sitting just a handful of car lengths back as well and really trying to work his way back up towards the head of the field. Meanwhile, first driver in a pit road under green flag conditions. This one is Dustin Ping. So Ping, the first one into his box, and it is for 4 tires and fuel. He will now be one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. He is not the only one. Connor Gibson is also in from up the field. Roughly 33 to 35 seconds is what we can expect to see drivers in pit road if they're on a full 4 fuel service. Kyle Wellman now into the pits just behind these guys as well. So quite a few of the back markers started to make their way down to the lane. Try to see if they can undercut this field on some extra strategy here. No one in this battle for 6 thinking about the undercut just yet. He's right on board with the tail end of Michael Thorpe Jr. with Sikorsky and Williams in tow. Position here started to close in. This is Michael Keithley was caught. David Lakehamp wants to get up into 11th. There goes Kevin Foster as he sweeps around Coruscant, and meanwhile, Aaron Smith. This is a critical stop here as Aaron Smith was about 2 to 3 seconds here behind Nick Dickerson. He'll rejoin the racetrack, only dropping to 4th. And it's a fuel-only stop for Aaron Smith. Potential strategy games being played here. There we see Matt Sotomayor trying to make moves happen. Paul Satmary takes a tow to pit road and looking like has potentially had a big incident here. Oh boy, this is into turn 4. He's going to be going in hot here. Oh, goes for a spin, slides, locks it down, and I think decided to call it quits. Your race leader down and into the box now. Oh, someone has just had it off, and in fact, that is Conrad Whedon who has found the fence. Conrad Whedon going way off here in turn 1. Just went in way too deep, and oh, it does pancake the tire barriers, but did a good job to flip the car sideways, so at the very least, he didn't do too much damage. And wow, Nick Nickerson has taken tires on his stint, so Smith going long on his tires. Nick took 4, so this is actually a smart play from Smith because Aaron Smith knows that now he's able to get out in front. He can try to buy his time, wait for that second stint to roll around, and he can get Nick to burn his equipment up early on. I like the call. We'll see how it pans out. I will say Nick is not closing in as much as I thought he might. Michael Thorpe Jr., meanwhile, in the battle for 6th, really starting to drive away as Sikorsky and Williams have kind of remained in lockstep with one another, but Thorpe has turned up the wick with some of that long run pace. I think these guys may have burned up too much of their stuff just trying to fight with each other, but they don't have enough to go up and catch up. And then still close as well, the battle for 11th and 12th between David Lakey and Michael Keithley. And we are now at the halfway point. Or we will be at the next time by. There's the look. Michael Keithley going to the inside of David Lakey. No, he's going to lock it up. Spins the tail end. Slides through turn 1. Wrangles it underneath them. And what a save from Michael Keithley. Thought for sure he'd be going into the wall. Take her right on board. Oh, boy. Power slid that one through turn 1 and wrangled it up. This was the look on board with David Lakey. As he sees Keithley going to the inside, he's going to step the back end out, spin, and catches it. Fantastic avoidance. We're officially halfway home, and Keithley this time gets around Benjamin Lacey, and Lacey had just come down to pit road, so that's a spot that will be given back once Thorpe makes his own stop this afternoon. But now we get to see the difference between fresh tires and old tires here and what they look like in the terms of a battle, as Nickerson all over the back now of Aaron Smith. There goes Nick Nickerson looking to the inside, no dice. Aaron Smith maintains the run. Try as he may, it's just so hard to make a pass into that section. I'm not surprised he was forced to yield. Pit road, a very, very busy place, but we are still watching the battle for the net race lead. And make that the overall lead now. Smith and Nickerson, two road course gurus right now. Both of them seeing what the other one's got in terms of an answer. And lap traffic about to play spoiler as Lakey is just up the road. Whoa, hello. One car just went way out into the sand trap. That is Matt Crockett. Crockett being sent for a spin. Jeez, what a fight these guys are having for that top spot. Take a quick look here. What happened to Matt Crockett? Hard on the brakes, just locks the rears and around he goes. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure why Aaron wouldn't have taken tires. I mean, tires was the way to go. Clearly, because, I mean, of how much faster Nick Nickerson's been running them down. So far, he is the only driver to have taken field only. I believe Wyatt Walker and Michael Keithley both took 2 tires. They were in the box for only 12 seconds. But I can't fathom why you would want to take field only if you weren't going for a 2-stopper in this race. Smith defends valiantly. Nick Nickerson unable to get the move done. So the fight for the lead remains, and Smith has also been playing smart with lap traffic, making sure he used them all as picks to try and prolong this battle just that little bit more. But look at how close the tail end Nick Nickerson is, trying for the inside. Just can't get there. Around goes Keithley. Keithley spins behind. While the 2-car right to the tail of Aaron Smith to the inside. No! Contact! Not able to get the job done. Looks for the inside. Back to the crossover. Into the last few quarters, Nickerson shoved out wide. And still Smith retains for another lap. Thought for sure Aaron Smith was about to be taken out. What he's doing, though, is genius, because he's getting Nick Nickerson to burn his equipment up. Oh, my gosh. I mean, Nick's about to send him. He's about to just go full bore here and just punt him into the fence. Under a 10th and a half. And no look into turn 4. That's what happened to Michael Keithley. And he had contact with Kevin Foster to spin him around right behind the race leaders. Gosh, look at how much they're power sliding these cars, trying to stay out in front. You gotta remember, running well in excess of 500 horsepower underneath these machines. There's the look! Nickerson to the inside, forced to back out as lines converge. Oh no! No! Smith kicks the tail end out! And the battle for the lead comes to a dramatic end as Aaron Smith spins her into turn 1. Round he goes, and that is an unforced error. I'm telling you, should have got tires. And that will spell a dramatic end to an awesome fight for the lead. Just lost the back end all by himself. And Nick had a front row seat to it. You could tell immediately when that thing twitched on entry it was going to go. Tough break for Aaron Smith, and you know he's going to be thinking about that the rest of the night. Nick out now with 8.8 seconds in the lead and nothing to stop him. Oh, hello. Jada Gargiulo around. Right on board as it's coming up over the rise into the roller coaster section. You can already see him slide that bank out, and eventually it just went. Down to just 11 cars on the lead lap. as Sean Williams and Conrad Whedon are both into the box, and that will complete the pit stop run throughout the whole race. Sean Williams is going to come out right behind Michael Thorpe Jr. Unfortunately for him, he took fuel only. Thorpe's got tires. So Thorpe, we're looking to be relatively secure in that three-way fight for 6. But what Williams has done is he has jumped Nicholas Coruscant, but Coruscant is also on fresh rubber. Racing action continuing to pick up this afternoon from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We'll take ourselves a quick step back, and when we return, it's more action on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV, where the drama is picking up in earnest. You saw the battle between Keithley go to tears as he looked to the inside of Matt Sotomayor, locked a big-time collide, and then both of them going off the road. While that was going on, this was the pass that Ethan Sikorsky just made on Sean Williams seconds ago down to the turn number 4. So Sikorsky making all the use out of this fresh rubber here. Coming around through turns 2, 3, and 4. Pretty standard overtake. Look to the inside and then just secured it in the keyhole. If you're just tuning in, welcome to round number 8 of the High Titan Racing League Garden Premier Series. My name is Old Rambo, bringing you all of racing action from start to finish here on this Monday afternoon. Austin Edstrom being unavailable here for action here today, and I'm sure he's missing this race because, boy, this has been a great one so far. And this is coming from somebody that's not traditionally a Mid-Ohio fan. You see John Osborne making a move on Matt Sotomayor as well, so potential moment here, looking like Sotomayor was wicked loose. Where did this pass come in? Oh, that'll do it. Sotomayor went off the road. A lot of the fights up front have tapered off. Aaron Smith, of course, had his big drop earlier on, spun it down in turn 1, and Nick Now breaking away, 10.5 seconds with the lead. 17.9, making now 18 back for Hop. Those are the three drivers that currently have got the podium in well in hand. Potential look to the inside here. Kyle Wellman thought about it on Johnny Gibson, decided better of it. While Keithley, despite having a little bit of damage on the left front of that machine, he continues to try to run down Matt Sotomayor, who locks up and goes off the road. And Sotomayor gives up another position, this one to Michael Keithley. And there you see Dalton Kilrow, lead lap traffic, just trying to get around these guys. And, well, I was about to say the only battle that's closer was Wellman and Gibson, but, well, Gibson just locked up and went in hot. Scott Shire pulls the inside, trying to let Sean Williams and Dustin Pink through, but Pink's going to get hung up here. Got caught out by a mistimed wave-by the number 4 car. Well, right on board for a lap or two as he tries to catch up, and this will give you an idea of what the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course is like to drive. Oh boy, well, we'll come back to that as a big lunge for the inside. Sean Williams off track, and you saw someone just went clean off the track in front of these guys. That driver appeared to be Connor Gibson. Whoa, hello! Wow, way in hot. Meanwhile, Sean Williams did the same, locked in, went in deep. Boy, that's a bit of an embarrassment. Definitely one of those kind of oopsie-daisy moments. Take another look back here. And this car, I tell you what, it caught some serious air when it comes in here. Look at how much he's locking it down. And then look at how much air this car catches here when it launches up and over. Oh, boy, nearly tipped it. Of course, we saw, I believe it was Pagano that did that in the NTT IndyCar Series here last year. It was Simon Pagano. Of course, that was at much higher speeds, but hey, I've never seen a stock car roll over here. It doesn't mean it's not possible. Dustin Ping, meanwhile, has caught Ethan Sikorsky. Sikorsky trying to see if he's got an answer for Dustin Ping. Pulls the inside, and he's going to let him have it. And I'm not sure why he pulled aside. Maybe just risk management there. Maybe knew he was going to get by him sooner or later. Decided to make it easy. So while this battle, we see those battles starting to come to a close. Nicholas Coruscant trying to fight his way up and into the number 13 spot. As Coruscant, thought he might have a look. He decided against it. This is what it looks like from that helmet camera in this incredibly tight and twisty corridor through the roller coaster. And then, of course, into Thunder Valley. Carousel closing out the lap. You can see, though, just how fine the margins are and how different lines these two cars are taking, as Coruscant was trying to take some kind of alternative line and trying to find a way around the 84. Well, Coruscant was close. That gap started to extend out, and it looks like David Lakey might be a bit better on the brakes there in turn 2. Meanwhile, Thorpe has finally come under fire, and that 6th place could be in jeopardy as Dustin Pink tries to get around him. Conrad Weed with a potential problem here. Yep, that'll do it. Oh boy, and he's going to snap sideways and nose it into the concrete. Meanwhile, side by side, Thorpe trying to hang on as Dustin Pink went on the offensive. Also going on offense is Brian Dees to the inside of Wyatt Walker. Paying back to the inside of Thorpe into turn number 4. Thorpe going to retain. But boy, Pink got him for a second there, but it just wasn't enough to secure. All of this in the closing 6 laps. Been an awesome race all day long. These guys have been putting on a clinic, they've been putting on a show, and it's been non-stop battles. Quite literally, there has not been 1 second where there hasn't been at least 2 cars within half a second of each other. Always making sure we got something fun to watch. Ping just gonna overshoot just a tick there. So we'll check into the fight here behind for Brian Dees and Wyatt Walker. There also is a fight between Lakey and Coruscant, which we'll check in if that gets any closer, which, well, it just did. As Coruscant let Lakey through. Once again, Thorpe going up against Dustin Ping, and it's quite the battle. Ping's been considerably quicker the last 3 laps or so as he tried to race his way up to Michael Thorpe Jr. Remember, Thorpe only on 2 fresh tires. Ping's on 4. And even then, you can see how noticeable the pace difference is. But try as he may, just not able to find a way around him. Coruscant, meanwhile, trying to defend against David Lakey. He won't be able to do that. So Lakey is back through. No! Off the road! Gonna go Michael Thorpe Jr. the battle for 6th. Ping sweeps through, and that should be game, set, and match. Ping going to secure the run as Thorpe tipped 2 wheels into the grass. Meanwhile, Lakey and Coruscant remain tight together. An unreal fight that drivers are having here with us this afternoon. And you can tell just how eager they are to just go for it. As Dustin Ping has a slight moment there with Michael Thorpe Jr. What an awesome race, though. I mean, this is, again, just on point all day today. And again, this is coming from a guy that is not too big of a fan of the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course, so high praises when we get a good race here from me. Thorpe will try to continue to chase down Dustin Ping while just behind, a little ways actually in front of them, coincident enough, because they are laps down, is Katie Gargiulo and Matt Sotomayor. They're also fighting for position, and that's within about 0.7 of a second. Matt Crockett with a potential issue here. Through the roller coaster section. Oh, stamp on the brakes, spins her around. Backs it up into the sand trap. Oh, one car off the road just ahead. Hello, that is Gargiulo in that battle with Sotomayor. Sotomayor will take advantage and slip through. But that puts Ping offline and throws back in the fight for 6th. Michael Thorpe Jr. is right there. Sotomayor is going to be getting a blue flag, but of course, remember, Sotomayor's in a battle with a car that's right behind these guys, so he's not too inclined to get out of the way. And Thorpe taking full advantage of that to get back up to the back bumper of the 81. Just behind this pair, Gargiulo round the outside of Sotomayor, picks off the spot. And well, Thorpe wasn't quite able to get the run that he was hoping for. Gargiulo gonna go spinning in turn 1. No assistance there from Sotomayor. He does gather it up. These guys are just continuing to go at it here. Thorpe closing, looks for the outside. Ping tries to block. They'll be hitting 2 laps to go this time by Thorpe. Round the outside, Ping sends him in there. Desperately trying to stay out in front. Thorpe's got the outside momentum. Can he hang on? It's a tall order. He's not able to do it. Dustin Ping retains the spot. And they will take the 2 to go signal this time by. This battle for 6th is on. With only about 3 more minutes to duke it out. If they can get up to lap traffic, with Michael Keithley just up the road, it could go either way. Nick Nickerson has taken the white flag. He is working the final lap now for the Mid-Ohio Sports Car course. Both cars power slide out of the corner. Thorpe can taste it. He can see Dustin Ping right there. Meanwhile, Kyle Wellman, Little's behind. Oh, Wellman's out of shape. And Gargiulo gets around him. And once again, Ping being held up. Thorpe trying to get back to the inside. He's got the momentum to the inside. Near contact. They miss each other. Ping sliding out of up and over the hill. Thorpe is back through it into sixth. Dustin Ping looking for the spot still. Trying to go down the inside of the final couple of corners. Some smoke from the lockup just up the road. Ping with the over-under, trying to get the chase down the run straight away. They'll start the final lap. While coming around behind them is Nick Nickerson. And Nickerson comes out of the corner. Dominant win. He wins at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And while he takes the win, the battle for six is yet to be decided. Dustin Ping looks to the inside, sends her down into the keyhole. Thorpe gets back to him as Ping locks up. They door each other through turn two. Side by side for a moment out of the turn two exit. And it's Dustin Ping trying to get a launch the inside. It's turn four. He's got the nose in there. Thorpe kicks the tail end out. Ping around the outside of five. But in a six, it's Thorpe maintaining his run just in front of these guys. Ping doing everything he can to try to find a way through this roller coaster of a racetrack. Thunder Valley, there's the bump. Going for the bump and run. Contact between the two. Threatening to take him out. Ping's gonna back out of that one. Now we've just got two more corners to go. Thorpe trying to hang on. Ping again puts the bumper to the number 34, and this time he's going to spin him around. Ping takes out Thorpe, and Ping will sweep through and take sixth place. But he does so in controversial fashion as he takes out Michael Thorpe Jr. to get the job done. Nickerson going to look to burn it down to the front straightaway. There will be no words exchanged between the 34 and the 2. And Nick Nickerson picks up the checkered flag. What a drive for this number 2 car. Complete control all race long. And with that, he takes his first win of the season. Take one more look back here on how Dustin Ping got that job done, and this is one that will back up a little bit to give you an idea here. There was a hip check, and then with 3 corners to go, he got a run. Desperation got the better of him. He gave him a tap. That unsettled the car, and Thorpe slides around, allowing for Dustin Ping to pick up 6th place in the sprint to the checkered. We'll take a rundown of your official post-race results from there after a wild one this afternoon. It is going to be Nick Nickerson coming home number 1 this afternoon, with Aaron Smith down in number 2 after he had a self-spin that put himself out of the battle for the lead. Jaden Hopp finishes his race in 3rd. Benjamin Lacey in 4th. Dalton Kilroy in 5th, with Dustin Ping just sending Mike Thorpe Jr. for the number 6 spot. Ethan Skorsky back at 8th. Last car to finish on the lead lap with Sean Williams and Brian Dees, both 1 down. From there, it's Wyatt Walker, Kevin Foster, David Lakey, Nicholas Coruscant, John Osborne for the top 15. And closing out the field is Keith Lee, Sotomayor, Gargiulo, Wellman, Shire, Crockett, Gibson, and Whedon. Satmary and Nice both failed to finish this race this afternoon. Boy, an aggressive dogfight that these guys had with each other for a little while there. We'll look set to give a chit-chat here to all the drivers that come home number 1 this afternoon. We'll start it off first and foremost with the man of the hour, Nick Nickerson, coming home to take his first win of the season. And we'll give a chat here with the driver of the number 2 car. And Nick, at the tail end of the race in that second half, it was complete and utter control from you. You did everything right this afternoon, but it was not looking like it was going to be that way because Aaron Smith undercut you on the pit stops, took fuel only in the process, and the only reason why you didn't have to fight him later was because he spun himself out.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a hard-fought race there for the first 3 quarters. It started off kind of like shaky because I was wondering why I was having such trouble in the braking zones than like during qualifying and practice. And I always thought your brake bias carried over, and it did, at least from practice to qualifying, but it didn't carry over to the race. So like it took me until, I don't know, like lap 10, maybe like lap 8 or 10 to realize that my brake bias was at 0, not +3 where I wanted it. And once I figured that out, I was so much more comfortable, and I was actually able to kind of pull a little bit. And then, yeah, he did the undercut, and I tried to counter that, but he got in front of me. But, man, like, I felt like I still had quite a lot of speed in a few of the corners, and it was just, I was trying everything I could possibly think of to get around him as early as I can so I can see if I can get away. Fortunately, I got lucky with him making a little mistake, but I made my own mistakes, and it's just a hard-fought battle, man. And it's good to finally beat him on one of these road course races.
Sure, it was not an easy fight, and looking to get that job done this afternoon. I mean, you've been running, you were running part-time throughout much of the season. You have missed 2 races, so this win gonna definitely jump you up into the top 20 in the points. I know we haven't really seen you around much in playoff contention. Last time we saw you was all the way back in season 2. Do you reckon this might be the time where you take this one to the Final Four?
No, man, it's not a factor for me. I just don't know the weeks that I'll be in town and whatnot, so I can't take away a spot from somebody that could potentially be full-time with how crazy my work schedule is. So, yep, just here to, win our races as often as I can and, just have some fun.
Well, next time we go out there and go racing, we'll look to hopefully see you back into victory lane. Where are you going to be at next with us, and what's going to be the game plan?
I mean, I should be here next weekend as far as I know. I don't know what next week's race is, but should be here and give it my best.
We wish you the best of luck when we return to racing action. Congratulations on taking home the #1 spot, and we'll see you next time.
I appreciate it, man. Take care.
It's going to be a solid drive this afternoon for the driver of the number 2, and we'll come down to the one that was really given him the fight in that opening half. Aaron Smith, you come home number 2 this afternoon, and it was looking to be a great battle between the win for you guys, and unfortunately, a self-spin takes you out of contention here in this one.
Yeah, I'm not too used to playing roadblock there, but I knew the tires were going to come back like as the run went on, because these tires are weird. They only react to temperature over the wear. So I figured that if I stayed ahead of Nick a little while longer, I might have been able to get the tires to even out, and they did around the end of the race. I don't know if he was backing off or what, but I was staying in the same second bracket. But yeah, I just went into turn 1, locked up the brakes, and that was all she wrote.
It's a bit unusual to see somebody take in fuel only in these cars. You were one of only, I think, 2 or 3 people that did it. Do you reckon, had you taken 4 tires, that would have gone down any differently?
Oh no, the gap was already there. If I had done that, I would have sat 3 or 4 seconds behind him for the rest of the race. At every other road course I've raced at, taking fuel only is the better option, even if the race is 40 laps long. Like, I ran a 30-lap race at Portland, and my fastest lap was lap 29, so this was what's the word? An oddity, or an exception? Yeah.
Well, looking forward into next week's race. I'm going to track down the schedule here on this one. It's of course going to be another great trip out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Vegas, a track where sometimes we've seen people try the tire strategies. If you don't want to give away your secrets, that's totally fine. But if you don't mind, what do you reckon might be something to keep an eye out for there?
I feel like it's going to be another outside race. Like, the bottom's going to be better for saving tires, but everyone's going to stack up on the top and make the inside useless. So I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, qualifying is going to make a pretty big difference there, and hopefully I'll be on the right end of it this time.
All right, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing next time around. Congratulations on taking number 2 regardless, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Aaron Smith takes the PT Autosport Yellow Vision number 70 into victory onto the podium here this afternoon, and we'll now bring up the driver himself. It is Jaden Hopp coming home in a very quiet third place finish. And, well, Jaden, you found yourself in a bit of no man's land for much of today's race. Kind of talk to this one because you were pretty much on cruise control out there.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I'm glad to get a third place finish with no strings attached to it. It's been pretty checkers and records for me this season, and it's good to break that up. But yeah, I had nothing for the top two. They were way too quick for me. I felt like I was like a couple tenths off per lap. I was slowly getting better. I could keep about the same pace as I was running at the start of the race, even as the track got hotter and hotter. So I think I was getting better, but even then, I still didn't have anything for the top two.
Well, regardless, you're still able to easily drive away from Lacey on back. You had a 14-second gap back there. So, I mean, like you say, the top two are running away with it, but you're running away from fourth. Do you ever... what's the game plan from there? Do you just kind of settle into rhythm and see what happens at that point?
Yeah, pretty much. I took 4 tires, like Aaron did, just see what it felt like, and yeah, just cruise control. Try to slowly run faster and faster laps, get it better in the braking zones. That's where I was struggling, but yeah, just take the quiet races that come.
Next week's race bound to not be nearly as quiet as this one was. Las Vegas tends to go two ways, either survival or intensity to the end. What's going to be the plan for you?
Probably mostly intensity till the end and hope nothing bad happens. Just try to survive through the whole thing, I guess, and yeah, see what comes of it. I'm usually not. I like mile and a halves normally, but in this car, not so much. It's just the style of racing, I guess, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing once again. Congratulations on taking home number 3, and we'll see you in Nevada.
Thank you.
Jaden Hopp comes home number 3 this afternoon, and well, with all of that said and done, we're gonna get a chance to take a rundown on what things are gonna be looking like over the next little while here. It's gonna be a pretty interesting ride, I think, all things considered, for the most part, as we are looking set to race it out even further at Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up in just a few weeks' time. Before we get to that, we'll check in on what the point standings are looking like here provisionally entering racing action here over in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dalton Kilroe jumping up to the top as Nicholas Coruscant finishing well down the field this afternoon, unfortunately for him. So Kilroe will be up by 4. Jaden Hopp retains his third place finish. Thorpe, despite that contact with Justin Payne, does jump back up to the number 4 spot, with Foster now down at 5th and tied with Aaron Smith for that 6th place position. So overall, the usual suspects still very much up at the front, and that is not looking to change anytime soon. In terms of that swap around, it is Connor Gibson now with an 8-point gap on Sean Williams, exiting today with that final playoff position as we work our way deeper into the season, with yet more still to come here on Green Flag TV. Before we get to Las Vegas Motor Speedway a week from today, we got more action coming up for you. Nothing on Tuesday, but it is the Beer League out for more at the WeatherTech Raceway for the penultimate round of the season. That'll be coming up this Wednesday night. On Thursday, it's the Average Joe Sim Racing League for the Epic Trading Floor 180 down to the Auto Club Speedway. Friday night, we might have something coming on up action on Friday night. We'll keep you posted on if that goes anywhere. The SRNS Classic Series, meanwhile, will take to the track at Texas Motor Speedway on Sunday night, with the Classic IndyCar Series out for more at the Portland International Raceway coming on up for race number 6, and that will be on Sunday. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. As always, my name is Ola Rempel. Thank you for joining us so much on Green Flag TV, and we'll see you all next time when we go racing in Las Vegas, Nevada.